welcome to another edition of Rogue Gaming. I hope you guys liked my new intro, by the way. So this is the game Bloodshed. I just downloaded this demo like an hour ago. The one thing I do like about this here is the character selection screen. Now, of course, I'm sure you unlock more characters as you progress. But, you know me, I love if a game has character selection, I automatically give it more points. I love it.
What a fine day.
So upon playing this, I'm getting kind of, definitely retro vibes. Kind of a mixture. I'm also getting kind of, Doom-ish vibes. Like classic Doom a bit. There's a lot of things that, you know, I have to learn in order to really play this. This isn't really like a really good. This isn't me being good at the game. This is me like testing it out and exploring on my own here. But yeah, definitely a retro style. It kind of reminds me of like old school PC games, ones before I was even around. You know, before I even gamed really. I also have to mention here the music is awesome. In fact, I think the music is maybe my favorite part of this whole game. Such amazing music. You know, and really, being that it's the month of October, I'm also getting like definitely horror movie vibes. I mean, that big fire pit thing in the middle there is definitely getting me like Wicker Man vibes. There's me mapping the controls. I wanted to showcase that because I know like some games have limited options as to like what you can change, so I wanted to really showcase that. This game, you know, the fault of me playing is that I'm not great at video games. It takes me a while to really get into them. So it's not the developer's fault that I'm mediocre here. I like the enemies, kind of like cheesy horror movie zombies here. And I also should mention the gore. You know, I love some good blood and gore in my games. You know, if I'm playing a game, that's just the style that I like. Whether the blood looks real or fake, I like a lot of it. I like very like fake amounts of blood. Like when you shoot someone, the blood just goes shooting out like a geyser. Call me sick and twisted. That's just what I like. You know, I love the Wolfenstein games, and you know, the Terrifier horror movies are among my favorites. So anyway, I like the controls here. We are, you know, it's definitely fast paced, which is definitely a style. It's not personally my favorite style of gaming. I prefer a little slower than this. But certainly for someone with a quick trigger finger, you know, I could see them really digging this and really getting into it. I love the variety of enemies too. Like you have the robed guys, the zombies. Soon you're going to see some other ones. I also enjoy enemy variety. Now I'm guessing that timer up there is for like speedrunners. You know, for when you get really, really good at the game, you can beat a level in like 4 minutes. The one thing that I had trouble with this game specifically was where to go and what to do. Now, maybe the objectives are somewhere, maybe they're in the pause menu and I completely missed them. Again, I'm not blaming the developers for this, I'm blaming kind of my own ignorance. Like, I kind of would like a map screen, I guess, like of like where I'm supposed to go, and like what are my objectives. I mean, am I supposed to collect key cards like in most first-person games, like yellow key card goes to yellow door? Is this kind of just a run-and-gun shooter where you just progress and shoot? I'm not really sure. But I definitely, you know, as I say, I like the graphics, and the extra blood and gore is always fun. Now this shoot me thing, money, I guess that's going to be part of the whole gaming. Maybe upgrading weapons or buying weapons or whatever. Or they could just be points, old school points that, you know, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you know, I can safely say that this style of game, this very like fast, kind of unrelenting enemies, enemies to the point of like, I feel like the level becomes really, really overrun by them. And I think, again, that's by design. It's not my favorite style of game, you know, like where there's just so many enemies you can't even really focus on, like where you, like I feel anyway, I can't really focus on like what my objectives should be because I'm thinking about shooting so many monsters. But again, you know, that's obviously the style that this game is going for, the kind of bullet hell horror vibe that I admire what this game is doing, but I can't say it's totally for me. But I definitely wanted to showcase it because, hey, you know, you might like it if you're into horror, and, well, I am into horror, but again, the very fast-paced gameplay, I guess my reflex is, oh, there's a new enemy type. They're like little goats from hell. I don't know, like little, like from the movie The Witch, the goat was the bad guy here. But yeah, I mean, I think this game is really, really well made for what it is. Now, when I say for what it is, I don't mean it as an insult. I mean it as like that frenetic bullet hell, chaos, doom vibe. That, you know, it doesn't really vibe with me personally. But, I mean, this is clearly a well-made game that I think anyone who's into like really, really challenging first-person shooter games should keep an eye out for. You know, even like a game like Iron Meat, which I love, I can barely get through it. I mean, you know, it's just like that kind of fast-paced gameplay. I'm just not good at it. But as I said, this is a well-made, cool game, and it actually is perfect for the Halloween season. So download the demo, see what you think. Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing this demo. Honestly, it was a cool little experience. Thanks for listening, and see you later.